Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, and Activision is at it once again. I don't know about you guys, maybe it's because nobody's playing Black Ops 6 anymore, but it seems like Season 2 just came out, but it's already time apparently for Season 2 Reloaded, and the update will be dropping on Thursday, February 20th, so just 2 days away from now. For some weird reason, maybe it's coming in the future, but we don't actually have a trailer for Season 2 Reloaded, but rather they gave us a blog post. I'll put a link to that down there in the description, and that's where the controversy begins, because first things first, we need to talk about the hallway meme. This was something that a fan created when Black Ops 6 first came out, mostly as a way to poke fun at the horrible launch maps and how they just funnel you into kills and deaths constantly. Well, apparently Treyarch did not think it was a meme. Apparently they thought it was a serious point of feedback, because just like a lot of us predicted, this map is actually going to be coming to the game. When they first revealed Season 2, they showed off this map right here, which is going to be named Bullet. Initially, I thought this might be in reference to the bullet train that we saw on Express, which of course is a classic and iconic symbol of Black Ops 2, but oh no, we later learned that we would be playing inside the train itself, and the map is going to be designed for face-off, and then we got this right here. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not making this shit up. This is the map layout for the new map Bullet that will be coming to the game in 2 days. Not only does it look like what your mom keeps in her nightstand, but it also looks like it's going to be one of the worst maps in Call of Duty history. Like, how is this map even going to play? It's just going to be one giant tug of war with each team spawning on opposite ends of the train. I feel like there's gotta be ways on top of the train or maybe outside of it, because otherwise it would literally just be a hallway with both teams pushing each other back and forth from their spawns. I understand that face-off is a mindless game mode to begin with, like people go there to grind out their camos and tedious challenges. I did it myself when I was going for dark matter, but come on, man. They literally made the hallway meme a reality, and I cannot imagine this will end up being anything other than a complete and total train wreck. Next up on the agenda, we have the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles collaboration, and it's just like we talked about in the previous video, man. Activision is so desperate right now that they're just throwing everything they can at the game to try to bring back players. We've had pretty much perpetual double XP for like a month now. It's event after event after event. Their previous two events even overlapped, for crying out loud. They're doing everything besides fixing the game to try to bring back players, but regardless, the event itself will bring with it the return of Grind, which in my own personal opinion is one of the coolest maps in COD history, man. Like, going back to Black Ops 2, Grind was amazing to look at, but also played incredibly well, and it's pretty rare in COD that you have a map that not only is like really aesthetically pleasing and interesting, but also plays really good. So I'm happy it's coming to Black Ops 6, but during the event, it's going to be called Grind Ooze, because the map is going to be full of Ninja Turtles posters, artworks, decals, and all that stuff. Then presumably after the event ends, it'll go back to being the classic Grind that we all know. Now, of course, it would not be an event without Activision monetizing the holy hell out of it, and that's exactly what they are doing here, because there are going to be 4 separate Ninja Turtle bundles added to the shop, because of course each turtle needs their own separate bundle at $20 a pop, so it's going to be like $80 if you want all 4 turtles. And then on top of that, we have yet another paid rewards track. It seems like Activision isn't backing down after the colossal failure that was the Squid Game event. Like, that event top to bottom was horrible, but at least this time around they bothered to include the price up front instead of trying to hide it from their fans like they did previously. They revealed that the paid rewards track will cost 1,100 COD points, which funnily enough is the same price as the base battle pass, so Activision is really doubling down on their plan to keep monetizing the game instead of actually fixing it. You know, we have the regular battle pass every season, then we have the $30 Black Cell battle pass every season, and now it seems like every time we get a season reloaded, there's going to be a collaboration battle pass on top of all of that, and that's not even mentioning the tens of thousands of dollars worth of bundles that they're always peddling over in the shop. It's been a slow evolution, but I'm so sick and tired of full-priced AAA annual titles like this monetizing themselves like they're free to play or even a live service game. Like, Call of Duty likes to masquerade itself as a live service game, but it's not. And I see so many of you thanking Activision for finally curing your COD addiction by making Black Ops 6 and Warzone so terrible this year, and a lot of you have been playing a lot of different games, and I have too. For me personally, I finally gave Fallout 76 a proper chance, and I've really been enjoying that game. I've been grinding it like mad, like every single day pretty much. I'm almost level 450 for crying out loud, and at least with that game, it knows what it wants to be, and it's upfront and honest about it. Like, there are microtransactions, of course, and a subscription service model, but at least it's one game that's been continuously updated over the course of the past 7 years. It's like Activision sees games like that, and they think to themselves, well, how can we monetize COD to make money the way those guys are making money? But the problem is, Call of Duty is not a real live service game. It's an annual title, right? And each new game completely wipes out and resets upsets the previous one, and it blows my mind that there are people out there every single season dropping $10, $20, sometimes $40 a season in a $70 video game, knowing damn well everything they're getting right now is irrelevant when the next title comes out. I suppose at the end of the day, it comes down to there's enough people out there in the world buying this nonsense every single season, and that's the reason why Activision keeps doing it. But to get back to it here, there will be an event rewards track with free rewards with an option to pay $11 for the ability to unlock the premium rewards. Other than that, there really isn't a whole lot else coming with Season 2 Reloaded. I mean, at the end of the free rewards track, there's going to be a weapon that shoots saw blades. There's going to be a bunch of melee weapons that kind of tie to the Ninja Turtles, but realistically, not a whole lot. Like melee weapons, grind is coming back, which is cool. We have Bullet, which looks like one of the worst maps in COD history, and that's pretty much it. And it's like we talked about previously, Activision really front-loaded everything into Season 1, Season 1 Reloaded, and Season 2, and they did that in an effort to save their dying player base. They'll never come out and admit the fact that Call of Duty is really down bad right now, but it's very clear that it is because they keep pushing out more and more and more, and it hasn't really paid off. Like, I check every single day, just waiting to see if there's ever going to be an uptick in player count, but it just keeps going down each and every day, ladies and gentlemen. And recently, Circana reported that from February 1st to February 8th, Call of Duty fell to number 15 on Steam, which is an absolute travesty. Like, the next update, Call of Duty won't even be on the chart for crying out loud. And of course, the game still remains at number 1 on Xbox and PlayStation, but I think we've covered that enough times here on the channel. Bobby Kotick literally said in court under oath that PC players make up slightly more than half of the overall Call of Duty player base. And so when we see the numbers going down that bad on Steam, it's definitely indicative of that happening on every platform as well, to lesser or greater extents. And when we talk about the idea of console and Call of Duty being so big on console, look at the other games there, man. Call of Duty is always going to be popular because number A, it combines 4 full-fledged games into one, including free-to-play Warzone, and number B, all the other games are just well-established casual franchises, essentially, right? You have COD, you have Fortnite, Madden, 2K, Roblox, GTA. Like, it's always going to be the same 5 or 6 games at the top of the charts on console. It's always been that way, and it's always going to be that way. And speaking of Warzone, literally all they're adding to the game when it comes to Warzone with Season 2 Reloaded is one new perk. And I'm not even a Warzone fan. Like, I'm not a Warzone player or anything, but even I'm like pissed off for you guys that do like Warzone and do enjoy playing Warzone, because all you're getting with this update is a new perk. And that's it, and the perk itself doesn't even seem to be all that good. And when it comes to zombies, they are releasing directed mode for the Tomb, which is good for a lot of people, but then they're also pushing out a reskinned Ninja Turtles Zombies game mode where it's like cranked, essentially, right? Where you have to keep on killing zombies really quickly, otherwise the timer runs out and you die. And of course, Activision being Activision, they had to take this gimmick game mode and make it pay to win, because if you use one of the paid Ninja Turtle skins in that game mode, you take less damage from behind, and if you get the paid rewards track, which has Splinter on it, if you go into that game mode with Splinter, you find more of these power-ups throughout the map, which will increase your time, effectively making you better at the game mode itself. Like, it's a gimmick game mode, and even they're monetizing that, but honestly, I'm not even surprised anymore when it comes to Activision. And overall, Season 2 Reloaded does sound incredibly weak from a content perspective, and I also think that the brand integrations are a really tricky thing, because in a franchise like COD, that's supposed to be M for mature, it's gonna be really weird for a lot of people. Like, on the one hand, I get it, COD is cartoony nonsense, it's never been serious, they tried to masquerade like they're gonna be serious at the beginning of the year, just for them to later fill the shop up with a bunch of crazy skins and unicorns and stuff like that. But it's gonna be really divisive, I think, for a lot of players when they jump on their Call of Duty game and their lobbies are literally filled with Ninja Turtles and Splinter running around. Like, the Fortniteification of COD is continuing, and I suppose the big question is, will it be enough to bring players back to the game as Activision prepares for its biggest battle yet with the launch of GTA 6 at the end of this year, and then the launch of the new Battlefield game at the beginning of next year? I suppose, as always, time will tell, ladies and gentlemen, but for right now, I'm going to wrap up this video here today. There's some more stuff to cover, but I feel as though those topics warrant an entirely separate video, so stay tuned for that. I hope you guys will enjoy this video here today. Leave your thoughts and feedback down there in the comments. Thank you all so much for listening and your continued support of my channel, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.